everyone, this is Mama Joy and welcome to my channel. I'm going to be making a mayonnaise cake today. I don't know if you've ever heard of a mayonnaise cake, but they're really good. And the first thing that I did was got my pan ready. I sprayed Pam in my pan and I sprinkled in cocoa powder. And I just moved that all around the pan like I would flour. And I did it with cocoa because the cake is chocolate, not white. And that's why I did that. Now, the first thing that I'm gonna do is add the flour to the mixer. You can do this in a mixing bowl by hand if your hands work better than mine. Okay, so I have 4 cups of flour measured out, and it's gonna go into the mixing bowl. Then I have two cups of sugar measured out, and it's gonna go in. And if you're doing this in a mixing bowl, it says to make a hole in the middle. And I have 2 teaspoons of baking soda. I'm going to add 8 tablespoons of cocoa powder to the flour and the sugar. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and number 8. Okay. Now I have 4 teaspoons of baking soda in here, plus 1 teaspoon of salt that I'm going to add to the flour and sugar. Okay. Then I am going to add 2 cups of mayonnaise. And to the mayonnaise, there are 2 teaspoons of vanilla that was put into the mayonnaise. This is just regular mayonnaise. Okay, let me put this in the sink. Okay, now I'm gonna make this hole a little bigger, and I think I'm gonna have to take the paddle out so that I can get the mayonnaise in there. And I don't think you can see any of this. And if my, okay. 2 cups of mayo going into the mixing bowl, plus 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And like I said, this says to mix it by hand. Hadley, I'm doing a video, honey. I'll go sit down till I get done. Thank you, darling. Okay. Now I'm going to put the paddle back in. And I'm going to add 2 cups of water. 2 cups of water. If you don't want this big of a cake, divide this in half. Only use 2 cups of flour, 1 cup of sugar, 2 teaspoons of baking soda, a half a teaspoon of salt, 4 tablespoons of cocoa, 1 cup of mayonnaise, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and 1 cup of water. And that's all you need to do. Like I said, I have my pan ready right here. I'm gonna rinse my hands off. I've got mayonnaise all over my hands. I have the oven on 350. And for the larger cake, you need to bake it 40 minutes. And I will tell you in how long to bake the smaller cake before I'm done. This is my first real video since I've been sick. And I just leave a little to be desired. I don't know why. We went to church this morning here in Kansas. And it was a really, really nice service. The name of the church is the Ark Church, and the pastor's name is John Houseman. He's a very good minister, and I love listening to him. If you guys would want to tune in, they are on YouTube. Now this is the larger recipe for the larger cake. It kind of clouded up like it was gonna rain, but so far the sun's shining. And I'm going to try to get all this cake out of this bowl. Then, when the cake gets done, I'm going to have a frosting that goes on here. There are no eggs in this cake. And the mayonnaise is the oil. Back in the day, when groceries were hard to come by, the cooks had to figure out things to use to get by with if they didn't have all the ingredients they needed. And another thing you can use for shortening or oil in a cake is applesauce. But this one happens to be mayonnaise. And like I said, this is a really, really good moist cake. So, I like to tap the cake on the counter. That gets the air bubbles out. And into the oven it goes for 40 minutes. Alexa, are you here?
I'm here.
Alexa, could you set a timer for 40 minutes?
40 minutes, starting now.
Thank you. So I'm gonna get off and I'm gonna work on the ingredients for the frosting and I'll be back. Okay, the length of time that you need to cook the smaller cake is 35 minutes, and then check it with a toothpick or something to make sure that it comes out clean so that it's done in the middle. But I've set the timer for 40 minutes for the larger one. If it's not done when I check it, I will leave it longer. Now, I have the frosting ready to cook, and as soon as the time gets closer, I have put a half a cup of butter in this saucepan, and I have 2 teaspoons of flour. I'm not sure where she put that, but I'll ask her. She might have put it in with the powdered sugar. Also, I have a cup of water sitting here ready to go in, and 2/3 cup of peanut butter, and 3 cups of powdered sugar. I will melt the butter in the pan. Then I will add the peanut butter and get it melted. And then I will put the powdered sugar and the water in there and stir that all up. And then that will be poured on the cake. And I think it's gonna be delicious. I really do. I know it is because I've made these before, years and years ago. Haven't made one in a long time, but they are delicious, and I wanted you to know how good they are. So I'll be back. Okay, I'm back, and I have the frosting done. I put the butter in the pan and let it melt. Then I added the peanut butter to it, and the flour and the powdered sugar and the water. And this is what it looks like, and we beat it. It's nice and smooth, and I'm gonna let it cool, and then I'm gonna put it on the cake. The cake, the door slipped out of my hand and slammed shut, and I made the cake fall a little bit, but it'll still taste good. So here's the cake. And when I let it cool, I'll put more frosting on it after it's set up, and then I will cut a piece when it's cool and taste it and let you know how it tastes, okay? be back. Okay, I'm back, and I cut a little piece. It raised up. If I hadn't slammed the oven door shut, it all would be this tall. But I'm fixing to taste this and let you know how it tastes. So moist. You don't have to use peanut butter frosting. This is so good. You could use just vanilla frosting, White Mountain frosting. It's so good. Such a good flavor. Moist. So very moist. What I need to do is cut out a piece out of the center where it fell. So you can tell that it will still be moist. It just didn't raise as high. Probably would have. If you make the smaller recipe, there's probably less chance of it falling like that, because like I said, you have to be really careful when you're baking a cake anyway. Oh, this is so moist and good. Very yummy. Very, very yummy. I want to thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. I appreciate all my subscribers. And I'm going to try to be on here doing more things and getting back in my regular groove. And please subscribe if you haven't. Hit the like button and the notification bell. And share with your friends. Thank you so much for watching.